Another word I wrote down here is lust. I recently learned that in the Bible, there's no point where it says lust is bad or anything. Like the definition is wrong, where it says anytime it says desires, like Jesus desires to meet these people. It talks about desire. So the Bible says like, or if you go to church or anything like that, most of religion or most of the world thinks desire is bad, but there are infinite, just like how you would have infinite kinds of sadness. There's infinite kinds of desire. Like we didn't break it down enough, so we directly translated all of the things that loosely mean desire into one ball from like old scriptures and texts to mean all desire is bad. But anytime you actually see it in the Bible, it says lustful desires. It says sinful desires. Like it specifies the type of desire that they're talking about within the context of what they're talking about. So it's like if you say wholesome desires or sinful desires, they obviously mean different things. But in the Bible itself, every single time it says desire, it specifies it, or the original text or whatever. There are so many different words for it that in English we had to put a word in front to specify what kind of desire it is. But the original Hebrew texts have different words that mean different things each time it says desire, and like there's that extra word is in there. So it's been kind of like lust is one of those ones. Like wanderlust, like I have the interest in like wandering and exploring things. Like in that frame, it doesn't seem bad. It is kind of silly. Like wanderlust is still like basically just following attachments. So like I just want to wander like that. It's still not super wholesome. But then when you take out the wander part and you just talk about lust, people only think it's mostly a negative thing. Like if you ask somebody if they're lustful, most people would be like, no, it's like a bad thing. They don't want to associate it with it or something, which is like lust used to have other meanings and all these other versions of it that had things tacked onto them, and it was just a very specific subset of desire in another language, and it's just been transformed, and whether intentionally or not intentionally kind of maneuvered and manipulated into this very specific range. And yeah, it's a weird one too. It's similar to history, just historia. Like just the word exists, it has meanings, and slowly because of the way we use it and the way we start, like it becomes popularly used, and all the framing around it, and comes from a different language and shapes things. And yeah.
Well, I don't even see the word historia anywhere, other than I have one Zelda book, and it says Hyrule Historia. And that's like the only thing I can think of.
Nice word, Zelda.